Greetings all. So as I mentioned in the description of my last video, I received an HD camcorder for my graduation present, which means that if all goes well, you might be able to see this video in 1080p. Of course, I can't guarantee that, given that I usually make the video go through some conversion processes, so it doesn't take like 12 hours to upload. But, you know, it is certainly possible that you might be able to see this video in 1080p, because because this camera actually does record in that. You know, I initially suspected that I would never be able to have this camcorder within my time in this household, but now I do so. You know, one step closer. At any rate, I initially planned to start this not really start this series, but try and warm up by making a review of the anime series Saikano, which is based off of the manga series by Saikano by Shin Takahashi. But the internet's been acting up on my computer recently, and specifically the Flash player. It might be the most recent update I downloaded on it, but yeah, for whatever reason, I've only watched up to episode 7 out of 13. So yeah, I just decided to start this early. Because, to be quite frank, I want to get through all of the series that I plan to cover as quickly as possible. This will be the first time I'm watching, like, pretty much everything I'm covering. Like, I say pretty much because some of the movies in the OVA series that I'm going to be covering in this series of reviews slash chroniclings of the history, kind of a primer of sorts, is pretty much all of it except for a few of those films and OVA series I haven't watched before. So that's part of the reason why I'm doing this. The other part of it is because I am genuinely fascinated in this man's work. The man I'm referring to is one Yoshiyuki Tomino, who most people who know his name might be able to identify as the creator of Mobile Suit Gundam. However, I don't really plan to just cover Gundam in this series. Sure, I'm going to try and get through all of the Gundam series that really matter. Like, for instance, I'm not going to be covering like the SD Gundam stuff and the Gunplay Busters thing. Though it would probably be easy to enough to view it. I just don't want to review it, seeing as it's kind of considered out of canon. And this is coming from somebody who's even willing to review G-Savior, just because it's technically in canon, though Bandai doesn't really seek to acknowledge it anymore. I mean, it is still technically positioned at the end of the Universal Century timeline, whether we like it or not. So yeah, I am going to review that and determine, whether or not that's completely warranted. At any rate, just in summary, this series is going to be on both all of the works of, almost all the works of Yoshiyuki Tomino. Probably the only exception within this series is going to be his very first directorial project, the 1975 series Brave Writing. Just because, well, for one, he only directed half of the series, and secondly, it adheres rather closely to the tropes of the genre. And part of the reason I'm making this retrospective is to kind of cover how exactly he's very influential, how exactly he's as influential as he is within the genre. And I don't think that series would be very conducive. And besides, I heard it, from what I've read, it adheres rather closely to the tropes of the genre. So honestly don't want to sit through 50 episodes of that just to get to Zombot 3, which is going to be the first subject of my review. That's his second directorial project, and it's very important in his evolution to the creation of Mobile Suit Gundam, his fourth directorial project, which he made in 1979, because because it's very evident that was you know not only the first series that he directed that really made an attempt to deconstruct the mecha genre, but one of the first series on Japanese television, period, which attempted to deconstruct the mecha genre. So yeah, it's very fascinating, and I don't know. I might script it. I might not. I like to think that in most cases I'm articulate enough to state my opinions rather well without a script. But basically, since a lot of the things I'm going to be covering in this are going to be like 50 episode television series, they're pretty much going to come out when they come out. I'm not going to have like any specific schedule for them. So just if you're interested, subscribe and check it out, because it's going to be really really fun for me, and I hope it's somewhat informative for you. Informative and interesting to you. So yeah, at any rate, I'm going to repeat this again. The series I plan to cover are all the works of Yoshiyuki Tomino except for Brave Riding, and and almost everything Gundam animated, and the G Savior movie, except for the SD stuff, Gunplay Busters, and some other out of any established canon things. So yeah, at any rate, yeah, look out for that. And this is Cameron going to start watching Zombot 3 again.